Hey you guys, it's Kenyatta and I am here right now doing a book of the month unboxing. And this is for the month of August. I pay $14.99 for 1 credit a month, and I get a hardback copy of a new release, and they give you a selection between 5 books that you could choose from, and which you can use your $14.99 credit for. And you can also buy up to 2 extra books for $9.99 each, so $10. And you can and if you don't see anything you want, you can also skip a month. So let's get into this box. I'm sorry for the lighting. It is really dark in here right now. When you open it up, this is what it looks like. Read, love, and repeat. And I got 3 books this month. It comes wrapped up in this plastic. And every month I've gotten it. This is my 3rd month. It has come with a bookmark, and it's a quote on the back of them. This says, "Reading is an exercise in empathy. To read is to enter another world in a way different from any other art form," by Dani Shapiro. Okay, so my book of the month selection for this month is The Dinner List by Rebecca Serle. And this book is all about Sabrina Nielsen. It's her 13th birthday, and she's, the question, if you to bring anybody, if you could have dinner with anybody who has died, who would you want to have dinner with? And for her birthday wish, she gets to have dinner with let's see, Audrey Hepburn and her ex. And so this is a book about her dinner with people who have passed. It says, "We've all played the game. Which 5 people, living or dead, would you like to have dinner with? But what if the dinner was to actually happen? When Sabrina Nielsen arrives at her 13th birthday dinner," I'm so sorry. "Birthday dinner to meet her best friend, she finds at the table some unexpected guests, among them her favorite professor from college, Audrey Hepburn, and her ex, Tobias. After almost a decade-long love affair with Tobias, Sabrina is at a crossword much more significant than turning 30. Oh, I don't know why I thought they said 13. Her 30th birthday party. The New York life she has always anticipated for herself and that she worked hard for doesn't appear to be in her future. Her best friend has moved on to motherhood. Her family might as well be strangers, and marriage is far off as it has ever been. While the wine is poured, appetizers are served, and dinner table conversation begins, it becomes clear that there's a reason these 6 people have been gathered together." As Rebecca Serle masterfully traces Sabrina and Tobias' relationship, from their first meeting in college to navigating the treacherous terrains of their 20s, The Dinner List grapples with the highs and lows of first love and the unexpected detours on the road to finding your own happily ever after. So this sounds really interesting. I'm really excited to reading this. The second book I got, and I didn't even remember ordering this one. I've been watching unboxings and seeing this and saying, I'm gonna go back on here next month and order this. And I ordered it. I totally forgot. This is called The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. This is from the author of Final Girls. I haven't read Final Girls, but I heard it was good. I will be adding that to my collection and reading that. Two Truths and a Lie. The girls play in all the time in their cabin at Camp Nightingale. Vivian, Natalie, Allison, and first-time camper Emma Davis, the youngest of the group. But the games ended the night Emma sleepily watched the others sneak out of the cabin into the darkness. The last she or anyone saw of them was Vivian closing the cabin door behind her, hushing Emma with her fingers pressed to her lips. Now, from watching other unboxings about this, I know that this is about, is it Emma? Well, who is this book about? Emma. Okay, it's about Emma. Emma, she's camping with these girls, and they disappeared. And years later, she is still dealing with the emotions that came with that. And she is asked to return to the camp. And while she's there, she is, I think she's going to try and solve the mystery of what happened to the girls. I heard the ending wasn't that great, but you know, everybody has a different opinion, so I'm looking forward to reading this because it sounds super interesting. So the last book of my selection is Stephen King, Sleeping Beauties by Owen King. And this is about, in a future so real and near it might be now, something happens when women go to sleep. They become shrouded in a cocoon like gauze. If they are awakened, if the gauze wrapping their bodies is disturbed or violated, the women become feral and spectacularly violent. And while they sleep, they go to another place, a better place, where harmony prevails and conflict is rare. One woman, the mysterious Eve Black, is immune to the blessings or curse of the sleeping disease. Is Eve a medical anomaly to be studied, or is she a demon who must be slain? Abandoned, left to their increasingly primal urges, the men divide into warring factions, some want to kill Eve, some to save her. Others exploit the chaos to wreak their own vengeance or new enemies. All turn to violence in a suddenly all-male world, set in a small Appalachian town whose primary employer is a women's prison. Sleeping Beauties is a wildly provocative, glorious, dramatic father-son collaboration that feels particularly urgent and relevant today. Now, Stephen King books really creep me out. My favorite book is Lissy's Story, but I was interested in this because Eve was like the last woman awake. And I was curious to find out how that turns out. So I will be reading this. Really soon, hopefully. I mean, it is a big book, and I do want to get started on some other books that I'm reading. So yes, I'm looking forward to this. So again, I got the Stephen King book, Stephen King and Owen King. I'm sorry, Sleeping Beauties. The Last Time I Lied by Raleigh Sager, and The Dinner List by Rebecca Surley. So if you're interested in this, I'm not sponsored. This video is not sponsored. I bought these on my own, but I will leave the link down in the description box. It's the Book of the Month Club. It's $14.99 a month. If you don't see anything you like, you can skip and not buy anything that month, and you still have your credit you can use for the next month or whenever you want to use it. And you're gonna buy 2 extra books for $9.99. So for these 3 hardback books, I only spent, rounding it off to the next whole dollar, $20. And that's not bad, because the most I've ever spent on a book was $60. So I really am not really, you know, I'm not really cheap when it comes to my books. So it is a good deal. So I thank you for taking the time to watch. Please feel free to comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.